Hey guys, today we're going to do a little tutorial on how to fix your NyaruPad buttons, your controller buttons, if you have already downloaded it and it's still not working. There could be one of a couple different things why, and we're going to jump into that right now. So without further ado, let's try to fix your NyaruPad. Alright guys, first things first, you need to download NyaruPad. If you haven't already, which I know most of you have, especially if it's not working for you, so I know most of you probably already have done that, but if you haven't, I will leave the link to download it in my description box, so please check it out. But you need to have that downloaded first because we need to make it connect to your VTube Studio. So before we jump into parameters and all that crazy stuff, we need to make sure that you have NyaruPad first. Once you have it, you're going to go into VTube Studio, and you're going to go to your little gear setting here, and you're going to scroll on down, and when you get to VTube Studio API plugins, you're going to make sure that once you have loaded your NyaruPad, that you see the plugin here. It will give you the normal plugin for VTube Studio pop-up once you load NyaruPad, and make sure you load it when VTube Studio is open, by the way. But it will give you the normal purple pop-up that asks you to allow the API to be used in VTube Studio. Once you click OK, then you are done with the first step. So now your NyaruPad and your VTube Studio should be connected, and we can move on to the funner part of this, which is your parameters. Now, for your parameters, you're going to want to go over to the little person icon up there. You can't see it because I have NyaruPad blocking it right now, actually. Well, let's move NyaruPad down, but you can see the little person icon with the gear on its head. So it will be the third option in your settings. And once you scroll down past all of your other mouth and head and eye parameters, you should start seeing the parameters for NyaruPad itself. So that's going to be R button down, that's going to be left button down, so forth and so forth. I'm going to blow up the NyaruPad little screenshot here so you can see. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you have the parameters set up by whoever has rigged your model, your mama or papa, and make sure that they have all the ones you're going to need for your controller. So what I mean when I say that is, if you look at the NyaruPad screenshot above, you'll see that every time I click a button, it shows you what button that is, right? It shows you the buttons, and you can see it moving on your screen, right? Okay. Now, if this is set up correctly and these parameters are set both in and out, you'll just have to load up NyaruPad and you are ready to go. But what I'm noticing in a lot of the videos I'm seeing is that you have done all the connecting, your API is good, you got your NyaruPad, you have your parameters, but nothing is moving, right? So this is where we got to do a little work for ourselves, and it's actually pretty easy. So I'm going to show you how to do it. For each one of these parameters, you're going to want to open them up, and mine has the correct ones here already, but yours will probably have the parameters that your rigger set, and then this input is going to be empty. So what we want to do is we want to fill it in with the correct button. And to find out what button that is, you're going to look at your NyaruPad, your little screenshot here, which you should have up, and you're going to find each one of the buttons that corresponds with your controller, and you want to add that function into your parameters for input. So let's take R button down. We know that R button down is going to be our buttons here, right here. So you can see when you press it, it's going to say 1, right? So that's R button down. We know that's the right one. Boom, boom. So now that we know what that is, you're going to go into your inputs, and NyaruPad has this already set up when you connect it to VTube Studio. So you'll be able to find these pretty easily by opening up the parameter so we can input it, and you're going to just type NP in there. That way it could just give you the NyaruPad plugins. So that way you're not seeing all the stuff for your model and you don't run the risk of making any mistakes there. So once you have this in here, you're going to add the corresponding button from NyaruPad. You're You're going to select it and you're going to add it in here as the input. Once you do that, you could test it immediately to make sure that it works. Okay. And you're going to do that for all of these. Once you get all of these done, then everything should work. Now, please note that NyaruPad does have extra buttons for different types of controllers. So for me, using an Xbox controller, there are a couple on here that don't apply for that. It applies for other controllers that are mostly modified controllers, things like that. But all of the basics are here. Our bottoms are here, our tops are here, both joysticks, all of our little buttons on the inside are here. Even clicking down on the joystick is here. So just follow along right here with your little NyaruPad screenshot and just toggle things around. And even if it's not showing you on your VTuber model yet, if you're pressing it on your controller, it still shows up in NyaruPad. So even if it's not moving on the model, you could still see it on NyaruPad. That way you know which buttons are which. Okay, so that's how you set them up. Again, don't be surprised if there are some in there that you don't use, and that's just because it's not part of probably the controller you're using. But it's really pretty simple. Once you're done with that, that's it. You should be good, and your NyaruPad buttons and all the things should be working just fine. So if this video was useful for you, please drop a comment, let me know, drop a like, please subscribe. I want to try to make more videos like this about little simple things that kind of hinder us when we're setting these models up and all that good stuff. So have a great New Year's, and I'll see you guys next year, hopefully with some more videos. Bye guys.